Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Alex Hart here for some Wake Up with Baseball action. We're a little bit about an hour later than normal. We're going to be going over the Thursday, May 20th games. We got 11 of them. A little bit later than normal because it's the long weekend. So finally get to sleep in a little bit, even though it's still up super early. We're sleeping in, but we got to bring these baseball reviews to you guys. A lot of action yesterday, a lot of fun games, including this Jays game. We're got to wear the winner. And then, yeah, let's just jump right into it because I don't think there's too much crazy news like the other days this week so far. And we're going to kick things off with the biggest blowout of the night. 19 for the Giants, 4 for the Reds. So I think at this point, any controversy that the Giants might not have the offense it takes to be a top contender, pretty much at the window. They've pretty much shown, especially against the Reds, they complete the series sweep here, that they mean business. Their pitchers are on point. Their bats are alive and well. Interestingly, here, 19 runs. So I'm not going to go into every run scored, obviously, but the highlights here, we got Yastrzemski 3 runs off of 3 walks, which I thought was pretty interesting on its own. We had Ruff with 4 hits, Crawford with 3 hits, 6 RBIs, and then the rest of the guys are just a bunch of hits. Dugar had a 4 RBI night. He hit his second home run of the season. Crawford hit his 11th. So Brandon Crawford's right up there in the mix of league leaders in home runs, which is pretty interesting. You don't see that a lot with Brandon Crawford. Longoria hits his 5th of the season as well. And then for the Reds, quietly, Suarez has hit his 9th of the season. So we take a look here at the pitching. Male goes 2 innings pitched, 7 earned runs. He's up to 4.20 blaze at ERA. And then Cueto on the other side, he's starting to get back into shape after taking a little bit of time off there at that early part of the season. 5 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 4 Ks. He picks the win. He's now 3-1 on the season. The Giants are rolling. They're rolling right into an interesting series this weekend against the Dodgers, which is going to be all eyes for me on that series. It's going to be fun to watch for sure. On to the next game, we have another pretty big blowout, and it's the Rays 10, Orioles 1. I don't know what else to say. At first, you thought the Orioles pitching was doing pretty decent this season at the beginning of the season. Other than John Means, though, it seems like a pretty rough go of it. 18 hits for the Rays overall. Wendell had 2 home runs in this game. And Randy Arozarena hit another one, so that's 3 in 2 games for Randy. He had a 4 RBI night. He's really starting to heat up, and some of these bats on the Rays are starting to heat up. They were all batting basically mid-200s, low 200s for a long time, but it looks like they're starting to get on pace. Trey Mancini on the other side hits his 10th, so welcome to the 10 home run club, Trey Mancini. Rich Hill now 3-1 on the season. After struggling pretty early in this season, he's turned it around somewhat. He's went 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, a couple walks here, but he gets the win against the lowly Orioles team in Tampa. They're right there again in the hunt. This AL East, it's going to be a fun division to watch all season long. Yankees 2, Rangers 0. I think that's what they got no hit the day before, so the Rangers went back-to-back games now without a run, which for the Rangers has not really been a problem scoring runs for the most part, from what I can tell. Dane Dunning goes 6, 0 earned runs, 6 Ks, so big part of that. That one trade getting from the White Sox, he's been pretty good for the Rangers. Overall, their starting pitchers have been pretty decent. Herman, after his poor start to the season, he's now really starting to heat up. So I know at the beginning of the season I was a little worried that the Yankees starters would be able to handle it, but it looks like they have the roster, and they're definitely climbing the power rankings. He goes 7, 0 earned runs, 5 Ks, and now 4-2 on the season. Moving along, the Cubs complete the series win against the Nationals, 3-1. The Cubs win this one, come from behind victory. The Nationals had gotten out to a quick 2-0 lead, but then the Cubs chipped away at it, and then they walk away with a 5-2 win. Ian Happ with 2 home runs on this game. He's kind of coming back from the collision injury that he had, so that's good to see him back and firing for the Cubs. Cubs are really trying to show that they're a serious threat to win this division. And after this weekend, Power Rankings Day, we'll have a better idea. They're playing the Cardinals this weekend. Again, another big series coming up. Bell hits his 5th home run of the season, and Schwarber hits his 7th for the Nationals. So they had back-to-back home runs in that first inning, but that was pretty much it. Trevor Williams with 4.2 runs, 5 Ks. Still a no decision for him. And then Ross picks up his 4th loss of the season, going 3.2. Only 200 runs, 3 Ks. Like, it wasn't an awful outing, but without the run support, you guys know what I'm going to say. Moving along, this series was very important in the AL West, and the Astros come out with the win, winning the past 2 games here after losing that first one, coming from behind. And the Astros offense is really popping off here. I saw a stat yesterday of the league-leading OPS of the month of May, and the Astros are right there at the top right now. And it shows their offense has been great. Maldonado hits his 4th home run of this, or his 3rd home run of the season, and for Oakland, we had Canna hit his 8th. Kemp had his first, Tony Kemp, and Brown had his 6th. So there was a couple home runs for them, but it wasn't enough. The Astros just generating so many runs. Garcia getting the win, his 2nd of the season, 2 earned runs over 5, and then Irvin getting the loss, his 5th loss of the season. He had 5 earned runs over 5. So the A's falling back here. The Astros trying to take a little bit of a stranglehold on this division. Overall, the Astros have had the A's numbers this year. I think they've only lost once to the A's on the year. But again, so many games, hard to keep track, et cetera, et cetera. Brings us to our only doubleheader of the night. So we had 2 games going 7 innings here with the Twins. Ended up being a split. In this first game, the Angels win 7-1, and they just got out quick and didn't look back on this one. Godwin, 1st home run of the season. Ward, 3rd home run of the season. Angels are still missing Trout, and Jared Walsh didn't play in this first game. He was a pinch hit late in the game. Alex Cobb goes 5, 1 earned run, 4 Ks, and then Trent Thorpe on the other side, 4 innings pitched, 1 earned run. He had a pretty good start, but these 7-inning games, you can't fall behind too early, or else you don't have a whole lot of time to catch up. And that's really the story of this second game, where the Twins 6, Angels 3. Twins got out to a 4-1 lead in the first, and it was just hard for the Angels to come back. They had a chance. They brought it within 4-3 after 2, but not enough time. They just didn't have enough time to chip away here. Home run for Rojas for the Angels. Miguel Sano, still hot this week, probably the hottest player this week. Hits a grand slam in that first inning. So, yeah, there's that. And then Garver hits his 7th of the season. And Larnach hits his 1st of the season. Welcome, Larnach. I don't think I've said your name all season long. And, yeah, Canning for the Angels only goes 2-4 earned runs and continues to be kind of a issue in this Angels rotation. Barrios, 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 7 Ks. He's been okay. He's had a mediocre season, but still 4-2 on the season. And Twins need it. The fact that both these teams are struggling and they split, it's kind of forecasting that they'll continue to struggle. Brings us to Marlins 6, Phillies 0. So that's back-to-back games the Marlins have won against the Phillies. And interestingly, the Marlins continue to be the only team in their division with a positive run differential. So if we're looking at that as an indicator, the Marlins have a chance to take over this division. So I think I have to revisit their potential. This whole division's power rankings are messed up anyway, but I must be revisited. Rojas hits his 3rd of the season. Cooper hits his 3rd of the season. We have a couple guys on the Marlins hitting home runs. That isn't Aguilar and isn't Duvall. It's pretty good to see. Nothing for the Phillies. Alcantara goes 6, 0 earned runs, 9 K. So between Rogers and Alcantara, the Marlins probably have some of the best pitching, being able to compete at least with Wheelers and maybe the Mets team and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting. The Marlins definitely have a capable. Don't count them out. They've been quietly working their way back up to 500. That brings us to another AL East team. Atlanta Braves losing to the Pirates 6-4. This one goes to extra innings. And yeah, the Braves blew 2 leads in this one, and it seems to be a story that just keeps coming up for the Braves. Their bullpen, their starters, they just can't hold leads. They can't keep the runs down, and that's another case here against the Pirates. Stallings hits his 4th. Reynolds hits his 4th home run of the season. And then for the Braves, we had Contreras hitting his 4th. and Swanson hitting his sixth. But they had a 3-2 lead, and then they blew it, got tied up in the sixth, and then they took the lead in the bottom of the sixth, and then they blew it in the seventh. Going to extras, Drew Smyly goes 6, 3 earned runs, 7 Ks, no decision. Crow 5, 4 earned runs, and then no decision. And then again, bullpens get it done, and that's pretty much it. This brings us to basically my highlight of the night. The Red Sox 8, Blue Jays 7. Had to wear the Red Sox because now the Red Sox officially have the series lead over the Blue Jays this season, 3-2 after that one. And if you stayed for this game, you were glued. Jays got out to a quick 2-0 lead, and Boston answered right back in the fifth inning with Dahlback hitting his 5th home run of the season, a 3-run shot. They put up a 5 spot, and they had a 5-2 lead after that. And the Jays chipped away a little bit and got up to 5-3. And then mid-game, Jays put on a couple runs against the bullpen here, getting out to a 7-5 lead, and then they start cruising. And you think, okay, they're gonna get it, but Dahlback again comes up to the plate. It's that lead off in the 9th, and then Dolis kind of struggles, and then another guy gets on, and then long story short, J.D. Martinez is up to bat. And they're down by 1 at this point, and a guy on base, and there's 2 out, and J.D. Martinez takes Dolis yard, and that's all she wrote, and the Jays aren't able to score a bottom run. Pivetta went 5, 4 earned runs, and Matz went 6 with 5 earned runs. Both starters put in the innings, and Matz pretty much just had that one bad inning, but then it became a bullpen game, and Barnes comes in for his 10th save of the season and gets the Jays out, whereas Dolis gets his first blown save of the season. Brings us to the last game of the night, the Dodgers 3, Diamondbacks 2. Dodgers finish a complete sweep of the Diamondbacks. And like I was saying yesterday, the Dodgers are quietly going under the radar since that little bit of a losing skid. They've been pretty hot, and they're going to be really tested this weekend. They're playing the Giants, basically a battle for the West lead. Could go either way. Exciting. Highlight here, Pujols hits his first home run as a Dodger, his 6th of the season. It's a 2-run shot, and that's the one that gave them the lead early in the game. And then we see Will Smith later in the game hitting that solo shot, which is the difference. And then on the Diamondback side, Escobar hits his 11th. Escobar's been quietly very good on home runs, at least. His average is 224, 734 OPS, so not anything to write home about, but he's been hitting the home runs. David Price, they do a little bit of a bullpen style here with a leadoff of David Price, who only goes 2 innings. I guess in reality, he's not really stretched out, so it makes sense. Joe Kelly gets the blown save, but turns out they come back here. And then Kelly on the other side, 7 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 12 Ks. They push him out there for that 1 extra inning, and he gives up the solo home run, which results in the loss. But he had a great outing, and probably one of his better ones of the season against the Dodgers, etc. But yeah, that brings up the 11-game review of May 20th. I hope you guys watched some of those games. They were some intense ones, some really close ones, but there were also quite a few blowouts yesterday. So let me know which ones you guys watched. Did I miss some important stats, some important highlight from one of the games? Let me know. Comment below. Otherwise, we'll see you guys for the next video, and these power rankings on Sunday are going to be awesome. Thanks for watching.